Hello and welcome to Playing with Concepts, a video series dedicated to highlighting games as an artistic endeavour. These will usually be independent or small-scale games which are quite short, either very cheap or free, and on the PC. If you enjoy the videos, consider liking and subscribing. The game I'd like to highlight today is called Spec The Line, and compared to the other videos in this series, it's much more of what people would consider a normal video game. It is available on PS3, Xbox 360, and then Windows and Mac PCs. And the reason I would consider this game in the series is that it has several unique, or at least very rare, elements to it, in that it overtly calls into question the typical male power fantasy or violence as entertainment which you get in shooter video games, so-called first-person shooters, although this is actually a third-person game. But effectively, it contains many of these stereotypical characteristic gameplay elements, whilst at the same time criticizing the genre itself and criticizing the player for playing the game indeed. So the plot has you as a sort of white male soldier type going into Dubai ostensibly to search for refugees, but the game is either inspired by or based fairly loosely on Joseph Conrad's Heart of Darkness. So as you can imagine, things soon go awry in Dubai. The game itself, besides sort of lampooning these power fantasies, it also poses some straight-up moral questions and dilemmas for the player, using gameplay mechanics, which means that effectively these moral questions wouldn't be possible outside of the medium of a shooter game. And so the game has had some criticism for having fairly generic gameplay elements. It does feel like every other shooter you've played, and whether that was intentional or not is up for you to decide, really. Furthermore, it has a multiplayer element which is super generic and not even really worth playing. But the single player itself would take no more than a dozen hours to finish, probably less, and you can pick it up for about £10, so about $15, because it came out a couple of years ago. I really did enjoy this game, and it is a bit heavy-handed with its criticism of shooters inside a shooter. But apart from that, I would recommend it. The final thing I'd like to say is, if you are going to play this game and you haven't played it yet, I'd recommend wait until you have a bit of time off, wait until the holidays or whenever, and try and play it in sort of one big session, either over one day or over just a couple of days. What that means is, as your character degrades and becomes pretty crazy, you start to get tired and bored of playing the game at the same time. It sounds stupid, but that's how I played the game, and I found it really quite powerful. So thanks for watching and enjoy. Cheers.